Hello students. So the earlier slide was incomplete. So we have started the how to create environmental awareness. So to create environmental awareness, the first step is we can use the environmental calendar. So what are environmental calendar? These are some special days in the calendar which have some environmental significance, like our World Wetland Day. So as I said, this World Wetland Day is celebrated in 2nd February every year. It is celebrated in 2nd February every year. This World Wetland Day is celebrated in 2nd February every year. So it remarks the Ramsar Convention on Wetland, which was held in Ramsar, Iran. So there is a place called Ramsar in Iran where this convention was held, Ramsar Convention on Wetland. So what we do in this day? On this day, what is done? On this day, we develop public awareness about the importance of wetland. So what are wetland? Wetland are intermediate between the terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. That means they are not fully terrestrial or they are not fully aquatic. So this wetland generally they have uh, many of the important they have many of the important they have many important species of plants, they have many important species of animals, and they also have some biological significance because they help in minimizing the effect of flood. So whenever flood occurs, they just have the capacity to absorb the excess flood water, and thus they minimize the effect of flood. So nowadays what you are doing, we are using or destroying this wetland also. We are using the wetland for the formation of houses or buildings, residential complexes. So this on this day we discuss about we develop public awareness about the importance of wetland. Next is our World Forestry Day. So this World Forestry Day is celebrated on 21st March every year. So in this day we develop public awareness about the disappearance of forest. So we generally know that our forest area is degrading day by day. Our forest area is degrading day by day, and because of that we need to develop public awareness for afforestation. So generally on this day, this educational institution and various government and non-government offices, they organize tree plantation program to remark the significance of trees or forest. Next is our World Health Day, which is celebrated on 7th April every year. So on this day, that is 7th April in 1948, WHO, that is World Health Organization, it came into existence. So what we can do in this day, that means in this day we generally develop awareness among the people regarding the importance of personal health, personal hygiene, or how they can develop the personal health and hygiene. So generally in this day we organize campaign for personal sanitation and hygiene to understand the issues of public health. Okay, so topics that deal with the infectious disease, which we generally we encounter. So how the diseases, infectious diseases like your this COVID-19 or any other infectious disease which are spread, how they are spread and what can be done to stop the spread of these diseases. So how the infectious diseases are spread and what can be done to stop the spread of these diseases is discussed on this day, that is 7th April, World Health Day. Next is our World Heritage Day, which is celebrated on 18th April every year. So heritage means, see, these monuments or the statues, whatever historical places or buildings we have, say for example Taj Mahal, then our Red Fort, then whatever the monuments we have, historical palaces we have, all these are part of environment also, and preserving these monuments is also necessary for us. So this day it discusses or develops the awareness among the people to conserve the historical monuments, historical buildings. Next is our World Earth Day, which is celebrated on 22nd April every year. So for the first time, this World Earth Day was celebrated in 1970 by a group of people in the USA to draw the attention of environmental problems created by human on Earth. So the environmental problems that are created by human on Earth, or the problems of the environment which have become more pronounced because of human activities. So on this day we discuss those problems and how we can minimize the effect of those problems. This is our World Earth Day. Next is our World Environment Day, which is celebrated, you all know World Environment Day is celebrated on 5th June, is celebrated on 5th June every year. So uh, it is celebrated on 5th June every year. So World Environment Day marks the anniversary of Stockholm Conference on Human Environment. So I have already told you about the Stockholm Conference. So World Environment Day is celebrated to remark the anniversary of Stockholm Conference on Human Environment, Stockholm Conference, which was held in Sweden in 1972, where many nations, many countries of the world gathered to share their concern over human progress. So what are the environmental problems we are facing and how we can overcome them was discussed in the Stockholm Conference. So every year the World Environment Day has different theme, like your air pollution or water pollution or biodiversity conservation. So in 2019, the World Environment Day theme was air pollution. Next is World Population Day, which is celebrated on 11 June every year. So in this day, we develop we develop seminars, or we develop awareness among the people regarding the link between the population and environment. So many educational institution and NGOs, they can form discussion or seminars regarding the relation between population and the environment, how this growing population is affecting the environment, and what can be done to minimize the effect, or what can be done to save the environment, or how to control the population. So as you know, everything is directly or indirectly related to, every problem is directly or indirectly related to the growing population. So what can be done is discussed in this on this day. Next is our World Ozone Day, which is celebrated on 16 September. So this World Ozone Day, it remarks the, it is celebrated, uh, mm, see on this day, that is 16 April, 16 September 1987. 16 September 1987, the Montreal Protocol was signed. So we have learned about this Montreal Protocol in earlier classes. So Montreal Protocol is regarding the prevention, stopping the use of ozone layer depleting substances. That means the substances which deplete our ozone layer. So this Montreal Protocol was signed on this day, that is 16 September. So on this day, what we do, if, it is a good occasion where the public awareness is developed among the students and general public to know about the threat of ozone depletion. That means what will happen if the ozone layer will if it get thin. If it get thin, then what can be the effect? For example, I've already told you, if the ozone layer gets thin, then the ultraviolet radiation can penetrate your earth surface, and as a result cancer and other eye cataract and other diseases can occur. So on this day we develop awareness among the people about the negative impacts of ozone layer thinning or ozone layer depletion. Next is a Green Consumer Day. Here we develop awareness among the people for using environment friendly products. Wildlife Week, which is celebrated from 1 to 7 October every year. So in this day, we generally develop awareness among the people to protect the endangered plants and animals. Endangered means those plants or animals which are very much low in number, and after some years they may become extinct. That means তারা একদমই ভ্যানিশ হয়ে যেতে পারে, একদমই তাদের পপুলেশন জিরো হয়ে যেতে পারে। সো এই যে এন্ডেঞ্জার্ড মানে যারা যেগুলো মানে খুবই ক্রিটিক্যাল স্টেজে আছে, এই এন্ডেঞ্জার্ড প্ল্যান্ট বা এন্ডেঞ্জার্ড অ্যানিমালসকে কি করে কনজার্ভ করে রাখা যেতে পারে, কি করে প্রোটেক্ট করে রাখা যেতে পারে। So we develop awareness among the people regarding the conservation of the endangered plants and endangered animals. So what can you do, what can I do for environmental protection? Plant trees. So we should plant trees as much as possible. So plant are very much we can say it is the utmost importance for us. It is very much essential for our survival. So almost every environmental problem is related to deforestation. So we should plant trees as much as possible. In your workplace, in your home, you should plant trees. So if you are living in a residential complex, then you should plant tree in your terrace. Prevent felling of trees. So we should prevent the felling of trees. So if you notice any illegal felling of trees, then you should report immediately to the concerned authority. You should complain regarding the felling of trees. Next is prevent environmental degradation of hill slopes. You see, hills are very important to us because in hills, much of the biodiversity is found. Biodiversity means variety of plants and animals you will find in the hill slope. And also hills are they are the places where you can find many rare animals, rare plants. So we should not allow settlement. We should not allow much settlement. That means humans should not be allowed to create crowd in the hill slopes. So we should protect the hill slopes. Use the 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. So we should reduce the production of waste. We should recycle the materials which are possible and reuse the materials which are possible. So we should also look for ways to reduce the paper. So paper use. See, paper are generally huge amount of bamboo trees are cut every year, every month for the production of paper. So we should try to minimize the use of paper. We can also donate the magazine and books to the hospitals or other uh, agencies so that they do not require extra paper for their daily consumption. So you can also join movements, take part of in NGOs, non-government organization, and work for biodiversity conservation or any environmental problem like air pollution or water pollution. You can be a part of environmental issues to develop awareness among the people for the environmental issues. Next, you can also involve yourself and friends in activities carried out during Wildlife Week. So there are many activities which can be done in colleges, in schools, and in your communities during the Wildlife Week, this Forestry Day. So you should tell your friends and engage them in this uh, in these occasions. So we can organize, you can organize tree plantation drive, you can take part, you can inform your friends, and you can take part in the environmental movements, environmental in the protest against the destruction of the environment. So only I have listed some of the important things which you can do, but there are many things, there are many ways by which you can involve yourself to work for the environment. So it begins with you, it begins with us. Thank you.